Hey everybody, QUAD9s back here. I've got the EDH deck tech. This is for Oona, Queen of the Fae. I got a lot of ideas from Mr. Lubafu's deck, but then I took a few things I've been trying on Modo and just some other list I saw and just kind of put together what I liked, and I don't know, hope you like it. I'm going to try a little different way. Hope I can get it in one video. Well, here's the general. Oona, I've got the From the Vaults one. I would like a Shadow Moor full one if anybody has one of those out there, but let's get on to the mana. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 islands, and should be 3, 4, 5, 6 swamps. I've got the 4 fetches, Zendikar fetches that will fetch either blue or black. For land destruction, I've got Wasteland and Strip Mine. Got Boseiju, so I can get some of my important spells through without being countered. Other colorless utility lands, got the Drown Yard, Reliquary Tower, which comes in handy, Mystifying Maze, Riptide Lab, and then onto some black utility. I've got the Warborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, Shizo, the Storehouse, Vault of Whispers, which can be searched up by Tezzeret the Seeker or Trinket Mage, and Jukaba, which is in the middle deck. It's awful relevant. Sheldock Owls are a great card. It can be very powerful. Getting someone on the board with less than 20 cards in their deck isn't always that hard, even in Commander. See the Snod, same thing with the Artifact land. Onto my all colors for this deck, or just blue-black really. Got a Tainted Isle, Creeping Tar Pit for my man land, Watery Grave, Drowned Catacomb, fully, nice. And here's my new command tower that I just got out of the Commander's Arsenal. That's all the lands. On to the Planeswalkers, I've got a Jace Beleren, got the foil from Lorwyn. It's one of the few original foils I have. Kind of proud of it. And then we've got the Better Than All, Jace Mind Sculptor. Also got another Jace Memory Depth. So don't think I'm putting Architect of Thought in here because it just doesn't go. I mean, he could be card draw, but like Roxbox in 90, you saw his video on it. He's just really not what you want to be doing with that format, I suppose. Tezzeret Seeker is a really good one in this deck. There's a lot of artifact targets. Some of your win conditions are artifacts, obviously. And like I say, if nothing else, he can get you lands for free if he stays alive. Liliana Vest, just really good tutor. That's really about the only ability to use on her. If she stays around, you can always start discarding and try and get up the ultimate. But usually if you get one tutor out of her, you're probably okay with that, and then gain whatever life it takes for them to kill her. Sword Markov, pretty dirty in EDH, but everybody's playing something dirty in their deck. So if someone's a dick, you just put their life to 10, and hopefully they'll be out. And of course, Karn Liberated. Just as LSV once put it, he's good against decks that play permanents. So can't argue this guy. Also fully nice. On to some enchantments. I've got Blood Chief Ascension combos with Mindcrank, of course. Power Artifact. Now this one fuels a lot of or almost all the infinite colorless mana combos. This with Basalt Monolith, which we'll get to later. But this is a very, very important card. Bitter Blossom, always good. Turn 2, turn 5, doesn't matter. Just getting the life doesn't matter as much because you're getting creatures every turn. They could be chump blockers, they could be beating down, just whatever you need them to do. And this card is one that I ported over from my Cedrus deck, the Unfulfilled Desires. Just lets you basically loot through your deck for 1 mana and 1 life, which with 40 life you can do it quite a few times without it getting dangerous. Really helps you find what you need. Memory Erosion, I get laughed sometimes when I put this in play until somebody plays a couple spells and realizes they've milled 14 or 15 cards, and I'm probably going to get the rest of them in the next couple of turns just with one of my big mill effects. So it's not a bad card really, especially in multiplayer because it hits them all. Leyline of the Void, a very important one. Really love when I have it in my opener because it just goes down. But this with Helm of Obedience, which I'll be getting to, the combo. Repeatable combo at that. Leyline of Anticipation. Another thing, just lets you dominate the stack. You can flash in just anything. Makes nothing else. Your sorcery speed removal becomes instant speed removal, so that's good. Okay, on to the instants. I've got a Vampiric Tutor here, which A lot of times it just names Temporal Mastery, so I can take my extra turn the next turn, but if I'm missing one of the combo pieces, it'll go get it for me, and I can draw it on my draw step. Visions and Beyond, most of the time this is just Ancestral Recall, so you can get a few, 20 cards in somebody's graveyard. It's just 1 mana, draw 3, even if it works, it cycles. Go for the Throat, about my only spot removal that I have, but it hits most things that you need it to. Counterspell, one of the best. Just 2 blue mana, which I should always have, and just hard removal. My favorite counterspell in this format is Hinder, of course. You can put their commander on the bottom of their deck. It also combos with another card I'll talk about later. Don't want to spoil it. But Hinder's a good one. Spell Crumple is pretty much the same thing, except for Hinder gives you the option of basically putting it on top of the library, which you don't really want them to do unless you just want them to draw a blank. But Spell Crumple also puts it on bottom. Cryptic Commands, just good value. You can choose any 2 modes you want, and you're probably getting ahead, so always good. Factor Fiction, who doesn't like flipping 5 cards and taking their pick of whatever piles they want to put them in. Doesn't really matter. You're going to get what you want, and they can't really stop you. So. And Force of Will, it's in the 5-drop slot, but it's usually going to be free, so kind of hard to play around this one in this format. And Blue Sun Zenith, it is a win condition, because if I get the infinite colorless mana and I just need the 3 blue to tap, and I can just mill whoever out. And it's hard for me to mill myself, because I could, if it got to that point, I could cast this for 0 and just put it back in my deck over and over again for my draw step. Demonic Tutor, one of the best, probably why it's banned in a lot of formats. Really like this card. Like I said, if you're just missing a combo piece, go get it. It's whatever you need. 2 mana. Damnation, in my opinion, probably the best black sweeper. Might be forgetting one, but Destroy is basically Black Wrath of God for 4 mana. So it's better than Black Sun Zenith to me. Better than Mutilate. Better than not better than Plague Wind. I'll give you that because it's one-sided. But as far as a board sweeper, this is the best one. Increasing Ambition, just another tutor. If I mill it, like if I Drown Yard myself and I mill it, I can flash it back and get 2 cards. Or if I just, play it and then play it later. So, once again, you always need to be able to go get the pieces you need, so it makes the deck a lot more consistent when you have the tutors. Traumatize, another card that looks like it might be bad, but milling, 40, 50 cards, and then, say if you've got the Keening Stone, which we'll get to in a minute, if you play this and activate Keening Stone, they should be dead. I think they could have a card or maybe 2 left, but they should be dead. So, and this was the card I was talking about with Hinder and Spell Crumple. It's pretty dirty. Tunnel Vision, you name a card, target player reveals cards off the top of the library until they get to that card, and then they put all the cards revealed into their graveyard. So you hinder something on their turn, and on your turn you play this, naming that card, mill the whole deck, they draw it, and you pass turn. On their upkeep or on their draw step, they die. So, not a card I say use a lot. I opened it up in a Moto Ravnica block draft, and so I thought I need to find one of these. Got a Lice Finale, just another sweeper. Get to go get a few more creatures. So, it's not bad. You can take out a lot of the win cons. The Temporal Mastery is good. Like I said, you use this with probably Vampiric Tutor or maybe Liliana Vess. So you can take your extra turn, whatever you need to have the time to kill them. This is one of the other Commander's Arsenal cards. I really like it. I haven't got to cast it much, but getting to draw the cards for the creatures destroyed is big. Even if it just cycles, it can wipe away most of the board. So it's never really a bad draw. Diabolic Revelation, once again, just tutor for a bunch of things in this case if you have a lot of mana. And, just like I said, more tutors equals more consistency for me. So if I draw this and I've got the mana, I can get what I want. It's like extra copies of all your best cards. Increasing Confusion, pretty simple. You can cast it and then flash it back for double what the X is. Another card that you can just win with if you have the assemble the infinite colorless mana. Black Sun Zenith, just another good board sweeper. I did discover a little bonus with this card is if you're playing a green deck, a lot of them run Doubling Season if there are any kind of tokens or counters. This will put double the -1/-1 counters on it. So say if their biggest creature is a 6 and your biggest creature is a 5, you can cast it for 3, kill all their guys, and keep your biggest guys. So that does work against them in that case. Profane Commands, just one of the better black X spells. You can drain them out, or kill creatures, bring stuff back, whatever you need to do. On the artifacts, we've got Everflowing Chalice, Divining Top, which once again helps you get you what you need through your deck a little bit faster. Soul Ring, Mana Vaults, just good ramp. Mind Crank, like I said, part of the combo with the Blood Chief Ascension. Lightning Greaves is important because, if you get Oona out and you can, start to mill them or just deal damage, you want to get this on her so she's got haste and just can't be targeted. So. Rings of Bright Hearth, very good with the Planeswalkers and, some of the other abilities, any of the abilities really. Just paying the extra 2 colorless to activate it is really a bargain most of the time. Sons of Delirium, let's get just another mill card just that can kill him with one shot if you have enough mana. The Basalt Monolith, this is the card that the power artifact is for. Most people don't see this coming. If I ever play this, I probably have power artifact in hand, so if you can't kill it that turn, good luck to you. So, Helm of Obedience, if you don't know this trick, like I said, you get something like Leyline of the Void into play, tap this for just at least 1, and you're supposed to reveal cards until you reveal a creature hitting the graveyard. Well, Leyline of the Void keeps them from ever hitting the graveyard, so they basically just mill their whole deck. Pretty cool. Gilded Lotus, like I said, you don't really need the color fixing, but the ramp is pretty relevant sometimes. Memory Jar, never drawn or cast this in an EDH game. I'm looking forward to it. It seems, is emergency banned for a reason. It gives you a lot more opportunity with your cards than theirs, obviously. Keening Stone, like I said, it's sometimes, if you just cast it 2 or 3, or activate it 2 or 3 times and get the job done, or if you've already milled quite a bit, once or twice will do it, but it's a good mill card. Staff of Nin, this effect also is able to be doubled by the Rings of Bright Hearth, the pinging ability, not the card draw ability, but the extra card is really, really good. On the creatures, there aren't a whole lot, but we got Jace's Phantasm, who is pretty much always going to be a 5/5 for 1, flying. So, if you haven't tried it, try it out. Baleful Strix is one of the new pet cards. It's just card advantage. You're drawing a card, it's trading with something. Either it's killing something that swings in or whatever blocks it, or they're having to use a removal spell on it. So I've gotten the last couple points of damage in with that card, so it's not irrelevant, even though it's a 1/1. Snapcaster, not much necessary to explain this card, flashing back all your best stuff. Phantasmal Image, copy their general, copy one of your better creatures, just whatever you need to do with it. Fog Bank, a lot of decks just can't deal with this card. If they don't have the right kind of removal, it just sits there and it's just a stone wall. I mean, it says wall right there, but they can't get around it, and don't have actual removal. They can't do any damage, so it just stalls the game out for a few turns, lets you set up. Vending Click is good. If they have tutors, you wait till they tutor, and then flash it in, take whatever they took. They get to draw a card, but that's okay. Trinket Mage, like I said, many targets. Besides the artifact lands, you have the top and Soul Ring and whatnot. Usually goes and gets Soul Ring, but if you already have it in hand, it can still get other stuff. Treasure Mage, only a couple of targets in the deck. I think it's Staff of Nin and Keening Stone, but still those are pretty important. So being able to get it's not bad, and it's a wizard, so you can bounce over the Riptide Lab, and if you want to get both of those, or if it's just getting targeted. Venzer, I think if you're playing blue in EDH, you probably want this guy. He's a good answer. He's flashed with, bounce something troublesome, or kind of like a remand effect on the spell that's on the stack, whichever you need. Phyrexian Metamorph, pretty simple clone. You can copy, of course, your Soul Ring or Gilded Lotus, which really ramps you out. I forget that sometimes, but try and keep that in mind. It gives you another option. Teferi, another thing, just lets you dominate the stack. All their stuff becomes sorcery speed, and all your guys can be flashed in. Not to mention he's at 3/4, which isn't irrelevant sometimes. He can get the beats on. Oh, Duplicate, and the other copy, or the other target for Treasure Mage. I just got this one, trying it out. It's a really good card so far. The Commander's Arsenal one's pretty sweet. I like the new art. but being able to get rid of their best thing and, you know, taking on making a copy of it essentially is pretty good. Sphinx of Uthun, who doesn't like more fact or fictions? If you can find any way to balance this guy, like with Venzer, seems fun. And Runescarred Demon, you know, basically Diabolic Tutor with a 6/6 flying body. All upside. And the last, most expensive creature, most of the time, is Avatar of Woe. Although in this deck, milling a lot of creatures in a lot of graveyards, casting it for 2 is not out of the realm. It happens more often than not. And it's a 6/5 that just kills things with fear. So, anyway, that's all the deck. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions or comments, just let me know. If you have any questions on, like I said, there's plenty of combos in the deck. So, if you have any questions about any of them, let me know. Thanks.